The psychologist B.J. Fogg created the concept of the 4 stages of habits. These stages help explain how habits are formed and can be modified effectively. The cue is the first stage of the habit loop and serves as the trigger that initiates the behavior. Cues can be internal or external signals that prompt us to take action. Examples of cues include time of day, location, emotions, other people, or preceding events. Cues can be categorized into different types, including time-based cues, like waking up in the morning, location-based cues like entering a gym, emotional cues like feeling stressed, or social cues like seeing others engage in a behavior. The craving is the second stage of the habit loop and involves the desire or urge to engage in the behavior triggered by the cue. Cravings are driven by the anticipation of the reward associated with the behavior. Cravings are often influenced by factors such as past experiences, emotions, beliefs, and associations. They are what motivate us to act on the cue and seek out the reward. The response is the third stage of the habit loop and involves the actual behavior or action that we perform in response to the cue and craving. This is where the habit is executed. Responses can be automatic or conscious, depending on the strength of the habit and the level of awareness involved. Over time, repeated responses to the same cue and craving become more automatic and ingrained. The reward is the final stage of the habit loop and serves as the reinforcement for the behavior. It provides satisfaction or pleasure and reinforces the habit loop, making it more likely that the behavior will be repeated in the future. Rewards can be intrinsic or extrinsic, and they play a crucial role in shaping behavior and habit formation. If a behavior is insufficient in any of the 4 stages, it will not become a habit. We can split these 4 steps into 2 phases, the problem phase and the solution phase. The problem phase includes the cue and the craving, and it is when you realize that something needs to change. The solution phase includes the response and the reward, and it is when you take action and achieve the change you desire. While the stages are typically described as internal mental processes, the external environment plays a significant role in influencing behavior at each stage. External cues in the environment can trigger the habit loop by signaling to the brain that it's time to engage in a particular behavior. These cues can include visual, auditory, olfactory, or tactile stimuli present in the environment. For example, the smell of freshly baked cookies might trigger a craving for sweets, leading to the behavior of reaching for a cookie to satisfy the craving. Environmental factors can also influence the intensity of cravings or urges experienced at the craving stage. For instance, being in a social setting where others are smoking or drinking can increase the desire to participate in that behavior due to social pressure or the desire for acceptance. The environment can shape the options available for responding to a cue and craving. The ease of access to certain behaviors or the presence of barriers can impact the likelihood of engaging in a particular response. Keeping unhealthy snacks out of sight or creating obstacles to accessing them can make it less likely for someone to engage in mindless snacking. Environmental cues can influence the perceived value of rewards associated with behaviors. The environment in which a meal is consumed can affect the perceived taste and enjoyment of the food, thereby influencing the reinforcing effects of the reward. Additionally, environmental cues associated with rewards can shape future behavior by strengthening the association between the behavior and its outcomes. By manipulating cues, modifying environmental contexts, and optimizing rewards, individuals can create environments that make it easier to adopt and maintain healthy habits.